I definitely think the DTR rubric should be your best friend through the entire situation when it comes to DTR. Very first thing you have to do is look at the rubric.
You need to print that DTR rubric and you need to look at that and make sure that the experiences that you're listing actually apply, because what they believe is an experience may not really be an experience according to the DTR rubric.
You'll notice that there are 3 domains. There's lifelong learning, contributions to the profession, and leadership. And underneath each domain, there are performance levels from 1 through 4. So I started looking at all the different performance levels and the descriptions that they each had. And I noticed that they were things that I was already doing.
And for me personally, it was looking at the highest level on the rubric and seeing what the wording was, because those are what the expectations are. So it was either that I was there or I needed to reach to get there. I would definitely say by looking at that rubric and you start to think about what the wording says, a lot of times it's automatically going to identify what the outcome is.
I've been in several DTR application workshops, one that was designed specifically for Category C teachers, one that was just a general workshop that my principal recommended one year, and then last year I also went to the Trainer of Trainers workshop.
This thing that benefited me the most was the actual DTR workshop. I got to go attend one at a local high school, and we actually worked through the application and actually completed one whole aspect of the DTR application.
I started using the toolkit last year, and I really did find it helpful because it helped me to organize my thoughts, it helped me to organize my experiences, and just it gave me a way of walking through so I wasn't as overwhelmed.
Particularly the outcomes, the worksheet in the toolkit made me think about like who did this impact specifically and how.
Throughout the entire process, I would definitely say I used TEI, the website, and the email all the time. I probably email TEI like once a week with a question. They're very good at getting back with you right away. We also have TEI experts on the campus. I ask them questions.
I create a living document, kind of like a spreadsheet, where I document everything I do, and it changes based on the year. So after 3 years, the stuff that was 3 years ago, I take out. I'm a firm believer that if you're a DTR teacher, you're distinguished. Distinguished teachers are constantly learning. They're lifelong learners that are constantly adding more tools to their tool shed. And so those experiences get better each year. And so what I do is I email myself the experiences, I email myself the outcomes of those experiences, and I keep an ongoing file. So I keep it in my email, and I also keep it on a flash drive. So I have it, and each year I update it. And each year I challenge myself to do something better or more than the year before.
I keep everything on a calendar so that I can go back and look at every experience that I have. What did I do? And that way it's in one place. So I made a list of all my experiences, and then I started looking at the outcomes. How many people did it reach? Who did it affect? Was it just on my campus? Did it affect just our district? Did it affect the state? Did it affect nationally? And so then I really started looking at if it affected more people. I feel like that's more important, because if I can bring something to not just one teacher, but maybe 20 teachers, then the scope becomes huge. Like, how many kids is that affecting then? And so those outcomes were really important to me.
So in my mind, it's not necessarily the things that you do that makes a good application. It's the way that you can show that it impacts students and impacts your campus and impacts the district. And so for me, everything that I listed, if I didn't have a way to show that it had an impact, then I didn't use it.
DTR and TEI were these divisive tools. But when I came to ZoomWalk and I met up with some really experienced TEI experts, I was able to find out that this is really something to help us collaborate and not drive us into isolation.
You need to get with somebody on your campus and talk to them, somebody who's been through it at least once or twice, that can help you understand how to go through that DTR process and actually fill out that application the correct way.
When I first applied for DTR, my principal, he was very knowledgeable about the process, and so what I did, I ended up taking him a list of things that I felt like showed the impact that I've had on the campus, and he helped me narrow down some of the more impactful ones, some of the ones that would be most impressive.
I had a chance to talk to other teachers. When you're talking to other people who are doing the same thing that you're doing, sometimes they may mention something that they've done that you've also done, but you didn't even really think about it. So just having that chance to brainstorm and network and talk with other people who are having that same experience can bring some ideas out of you that can strengthen your application.